What's going on, everybody? Good morning. We've got an emergency show today. Cam Reddish has been traded to the Portland Trail Blazers for Josh Hart, along with two other pieces and a protected lottery pick. Let's jump into it. Welcome to Nothing But Knicks. The Knicks have traded Cam Reddish and Ryan Arcidiacono and Svi Mykhailiuk and a lottery-protected first-round pick to the Portland Trail Blazers for shooting guard Josh Hart. That protected first-round pick turns into 4 second-round picks if it is not converted this year, so it gives the Knicks a little bit of protection in case there is a late-season slump and they still end up in the lottery. Let's go ahead and break it down. So first of all, who is Josh Hart? He's 27 years old. He played at college ball at Villanova. I'm sure you've already seen the video of Jalen Brunson reacting very positively while getting his jersey retired at Villanova to hear that his teammate is coming to join him in New York with the Knicks to play at the Garden. Obviously more of a fan thing, but love to see a player very excited about that. Feel like you're getting a really good piece in Josh Hart when you see a teammate like Brunson, who they won a national championship together. I'm as excited to see this guy joining the team. He was a first-round pick, number 30th overall back in 2017, and he is under contract next year for $12.9 million. A little bit about his game. He's a solid defender. He can defend multiple positions despite being only 6'5", and he's a phenomenal rebounder. And I feel like that is going to be huge for the Knicks. You know, when the Knicks rebound well, they tend to win more games. They play really well. When we do not rebound well, these games are a little bit more up in the air, and teams tend to stick around. He's averaging 8.2 rebounds per game, and that is the most by any player 6'5" or shorter this season. And he also leads the NBA in offensive rebounds for players under 6'5". Seems like a guy who's going to fit right in with Tibbs' system. Hard-nosed player, strong, going to really be a nice, beefed up piece to add to this wing rotation that we have right now. On the negative side, his three-point shooting has been down this year. He's averaging, I think, about 30% from beyond the arc. His career average is 34.3. Love to see that come back up to his career average. It could be a really nice boost coming over to New York, change of scenery. But very efficient at driving and scoring around the rim. I think he's only averaging about 9 points per game in Portland this year, despite being a starter playing 33 minutes. We have got a lot of guys who can score. I think he's going to be a real great energy piece to add to this already very strong defense and very strong offensive rebounding team. Really excited to see him start to fit into the rotation. So it's no surprise that Cam Reddish is gone. We've been shopping him. He's been on the bench, relegated to the bench since early on in the season when he had a nice little run for us. And the question really is Cam Reddish a bust? And you have to say yes. Last year at the trade deadline, we traded a protected first-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks to get Cam Reddish. And now we are trading him along with other pieces, despite them being, deep on the bench pieces, and another protected first-round pick. So in theory, we've given away 2 first-round picks to get rid of Cam Reddish. So 2 protected first-round picks to get Josh Hart. When you say it like that, doesn't sound very good. You have to think that first-round pick that we spent on Cam Reddish is already a sunk cost. And now you're talking about parlaying 3 guys who were getting no time. I mean, these guys were out of the rotation, not even coming in blowout games. And we're turning them into a player who was starting on a competitive Portland Trail Blazers team who, at the end, decided to be sellers this season. It's unfortunate that it didn't work out with Cam Reddish. Didn't seem like a good fit from the start. I'm glad they've kind of righted their ways and made this move now while we can still add a piece that can help us down this stretch run, as opposed to just letting Cam Reddish walk away in free agency at the end of this year. A few weeks ago, the rumor was that the Knicks were looking for about 2 second-round picks for Cam Reddish. And honestly, I'm much happier with this arrangement of trading a few bench players and a protected first-round pick when we've got so many of them for an impact player who we can have over the next 2 years. We have way too many second-round picks as it is, which also makes the condition of the protected first-round pick turning into 4 second-round picks a lot more palatable when you look at how many second-round picks we have over the next handful of drafts. And the other thing is, as we've seen over the last handful of the years, the Knicks don't really develop and play their rookies a whole heck of a lot. So next year we have our own draft pick, which may be the one that we just traded. We will be getting the Wizards protected pick, which is likely to convert this year because they're playing so well. We might get the Wizards first round pick because I think it's a top 14 protected and they're hanging right around there. And then the last one is the Pistons top 18 protected, which looks like we will not be getting this year, but obviously is pushed out to the next few years. So even though this reminds me a little bit of my take when Cam Reddish got traded, felt like a pick that was disposable. Hopefully Hart can come in and be a lot more impactful than Reddish has been in New York, but feel good about the move. Again, much better than getting a couple second-round draft picks or a player that was just going to be out of the rotation anyway for a Cam Reddish. And, the effect on the current team, I think he just fits in really nicely with this kind of rotation of RJ Barrett, Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, and Miles McBride. Love seeing McBride and Grimes and Quickley play a lot of minutes. But I think Hart is going to bring a size and a toughness to really complement that unit right there. And not as good of a shooter, so it'll be interesting to see the combinations that Tibbs puts him out with. But Josh Hart seems like a Tom Thibodeau type player. Again, hard-nosed, not afraid to play hard defense. Loves to get in the mix on the rebounds. A lot of guys come over to Thibodeau's system of playing hard defense and going for these rebounds, and it doesn't always fit in. I'm not concerned about that with Josh Hart. I think he's going to fit into this philosophy right away. And I mentioned it at the top, but you have to love to see this reconnection of teammates, bringing Josh Hart over to reunite with his teammate Jalen Brunson. You saw that video on social media of Jalen Brunson reacting to Josh Hart being traded. That does not look like somebody who is disappointed. That looks like somebody who is excited to see his team making improvements around him and is clearly excited to get to work with Josh Hart on the court. I'm excited to see what can happen. You love a combination that's seen winning, and hopefully they can bring a little bit of that to the Garden. So in summary, Knicks get rid of Cam Reddish, who was wasting away on their bench. It was going to be a free agent this year. We add a tough shooting guard who is fantastic at rebounding, who is going to fit into our system perfectly. Overall, going to have to give this trade a B+. Again, turning 3 players who were not on the team, not in the rotation at all, and getting them off for a starter, a potential starter. Not sure if he'll start or come off the bench for us right away, but again, a guy who can play solid minutes, play NBA level basketball, and actually be in the rotation and make an impact for this team down the stretch. There was rumor that we had to give up an unprotected first-round pick to get Josh Hart, and it's really nice to know that even in the event of a late season collapse, post-All-Star break, things don't work out, that we would still have our pick if we're in the lottery. So I think Leon Rose did a great job. That is a B+ for me. Excited to see the game tonight. Hopefully there's some serious energy out there with this news, and we'll be back with a recap after the game. Until then, let's go Knicks. Peace.